together, we need to explode everything. So you select this one, explode, you select this one, explode, you select this one, explode, and then now what we're going to do is fuse them together. So line 2, we're going to cheat a bit, we're going to make it slightly bigger, it's going to look better, slightly bigger. Oops, if you're too far away, don't be afraid to zoom in, and always connect endpoints together. And if it works, you should fuse all that together. Now the Burj Khalifa, the base of it, this is slightly curved. So what we're going to do is draw some perpendicular. So we're going to draw perpendiculars of about 8 meters from their midpoint. So you can see it's perpendicular because it's pink. So 8, enter. Oh, the computer understood I wanted a perfect 8 meter. 8 meter. Perfect. And now we're going to use the arc tool. There we go. Arc tool. And arc tool. Awesome. Eraser. And now we're going to erase all this. Perfect. We have the shape of a Lamborghini symbol. Okay, we got that pretty much done. So what are we going to do? It's erase the picture in the background, make sure that it doesn't bother us. And now the only thing we need to do is push it up until it reach a certain level. We're going to add another flower. We're going to push it up. We're going to add another flower, and we're going to push it up. So how are we going to do this? We're going to push everything 10 meters. So 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Oop, what am I doing? It's not 10 meter. It's 50 meter. 50, 50. What am I doing, by the way? It's just writing once 50, and then I double click on the others. Okay, that's for the first move. And then what we're going to do is choose one petal. I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to push all the others up 50 meter. So 50, enter, and I just double click on the other. Oops, if you make one little mistake, you'll need to do it again. 50, enter, and then you can just continue. You can see that this one's not being hidden by the other, so it's easier to start with something that is far away and get closer. Perfect. I don't touch this one, I'll leave it this way, and then I rotate, and now I won't touch this one. So this one 50, enter. Oops, made a little mistake. 50, enter, and then you continue. If you don't make any mistake, it's a very quick process. Then I rotate, I don't want to touch this one. 50 meter up, enter, 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 enter. Each time you'll have less and less petal. You rotate, I don't want to touch this one, I zoom slightly out, 50, rotate, I don't want to touch this one, 50, I don't want to touch this one now, zoom out, 50, I don't want to touch this one, zoom out, 50, oops, should have done it differently, there we go, I zoom out, I rotate, sorry, I don't want to touch this one, 50 up, I don't want to touch this one, and that's gonna last push that we're gonna do, 50, perfect. So far that's what we have, it looks good. what do we need to do now? It's adding a little triangle in the middle. So how are we going to do this? We need to find the midpoint. Okay, so normally it's going to be hard to find like a midpoint. So maybe zoom in. Here we go. Punto medio. And what we're going to do, we're going to try to find the opposite one. So the opposite one in general will be given, because we're not using a perfect symmetry, by a color line. You're going to try to do the same over here, and you're going to form a beautiful triangle. Awesome. So now let's continue what we've done before with exactly the same measurement. So let's push all that. So where were we? What was the last one that we pushed? It was this one. So up. How do you know it, by the way? Because it's the highest one compared to the top floor. So we need to place it like this. I'm going to try to avoid getting completely lost. So I don't want to touch this one. I want to touch these ones. 50. I rotate. I don't want to touch this one. 50. Oops, made a mistake. So, oops. 50. My little mistake. Don't want to touch this one. 50. And again, we reach 3 petals. So now, we'll need to start to do something a little bit strange, okay? It might sound a little bit difficult, but it should be a piece of cake. So we're going to try to make something that looks like this. Okay, so inside, I made the triangle a little bit easier to make, but we need to make this petal. So how are we going to do that? We're going to go from vertex vertically up, vertex vertex. You can see that I used the colored, okay, to form a perfect intersection at the center. If you use center point up, let's see if we're going to be lucky enough with our poor. Sometimes it doesn't work due to a poor symmetry, but oh, perfect. So you can use this strategy as well. I did expect it to happen. Anyway, at the center, you're going to draw a 8 meter radius circle. We can already erase all that. We don't need it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my triangle like this. I'm going to use the arc tool. So I'm going to go from midpoint to this intersection, and I'm going to make like a petal shape. It doesn't need to be very precise. It doesn't need to be perfectly symmetrical, but I have the shape of a perfect petal. Let's repeat again. If you want to rotate, you're more than welcome. Whoops. I'm going to rotate slightly. Oh, I'm getting lost here. There we go. Arc tool, midpoint, slightly petal, and let's erase this. And instead of rotating, because it was a little bit difficult, I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to erase this. I'm going to erase that. Ooh, I made a little mistake here. Try to avoid having this problem. So I'm going to undo this. And it's always good to see mistakes. Where is my midpoint? Come on. There we go. So avoid going too fast, because otherwise you start making mistakes like Mrs. said. Awesome. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. So now we're going to zoom out and we're going to do the same. But this time, instead of 50, we're going to move things in terms of triangles and little petals over here. We're going to move it 25. So, what was the last one we moved? Let's double check a little bit. This one over here. So, I want touch. Chuk, 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 chuk. Ho, ho, ho. Computer doesn't like it, so I'll avoid moving it too much. I'll just point at it. This one was the last one, so this one is the new one. I don't want to push it up. Just want to push that. 25. Oops, I made a little mistake with my number. 25. Then it's this one. Oops, it's this one that I don't want to touch. So, oh, I could have just continued. 25. Then this one. 25. Whoops, did I again made a mistake? 25. And this one. And then, whoops, am I making a, no. So this one now. And this one, oops. And then everything. And for the last one, we're gonna move that 50, 50, and 50. Wait a minute, I want to check what was my last one. So it's this one, 50, and the last one, 100. And we got our Burj Khalifa done. Well done.